Hey guys, it's Luthien, and along with Emrys, we are Girls with Sabers. This is part 2 of our Q&A session. We had so many wonderful comments and questions during our 1,000 subscriber thank you video that we had to break the answers up into 2 videos, so here it is. During this podcast, we name many channels and websites, so if you're interested in checking those out, their links will be in the description below. And finally, from now on, Emrys and I will be answering a subscriber question or reading a wonderful comment at the end of each podcast. So don't forget to leave those questions and comments for us. It could be answered in the next video with a shout out. As always, peace, love, and Reylo, and enjoy.
Alright, Angry Dragon Puppy.
It was one of our first.
Yep.
And by the way, I'll shout out, she makes beautiful
Yes, go
fan
watch her edits.
Go watch it. Go subscribe to her channel.
Yeah.
Every single one of them has blown me away.
She says we are very deserving of our 1,000 subscribers. Awesome sauce. Her question. I would love if you would talk about Hux's part in the Reylo relationship. We all know that Hux wants to be the supreme leader and destroy Kylo Ren. What if he sees the elevator footage from the Supremacy? Would he use it for his advantage to overthrow Kylo? Hux could see in Rey Kylo's weakness and would be kind of powerful with this information. Also, I want a tension scene between Hux and Rey. They should cross paths at this point.
I'd say all of that.
Yeah.
I can see all of that. I can also see someone said that there were cameras in the actual throne room. So, and we know that there is video capturing technology that is used in this universe, because in Bloodlines, someone gave Princess Leia footage of her killing Jabba.
Not only that, but you see all those screens when in The Force Awakens when the Rathars are, breaking loose, and all hell's breaking loose too.
Right.
You see Rey looking at the cameras and then closing the doors at the right time. Well, those aren't just cameras to be cameras. Those are cameras taking security footage. So,
Right.
Plus, people always say that there are those two guys, entities, whatever you want to come in. Yep, black hooded figures standing in the throne room when Kylo and Rey enter. So what happened to them? Did they leave? Were they in there and they saw what happened? No one knows. So if there isn't elevator cameras or throne room cameras, then we do have these two hooded entities. As far as Hux and Rey, it'll be interesting to see those two cross paths. If they do, I really think it's going to be Hux and Poe working in tandem.
I do too.
I think it's going to be to their detriment. I think Poe might finally learn his lesson at the end, but Hux would probably kill children if it meant drawing Kylo out to kill him. He's maniacal. He's insane. But you see that especially in his facial features and the way they're making him look so ragged and sleep deprived. He's certainly going to be this crazed man waiting in the wings to finally strike. And I'm done.
I can see him using that footage against Kylo.
Yes.
But also using that footage against Rey.
Oh my gosh.
And I wonder if both of them will be exiled, so they'll have no other... they have to run towards each other, and that could be the bridge.
Yeah, I can see that happening quite early on.
Yeah, I can see.
Definitely by the halfway point of the film, even probably a little bit before. Once Poe finds out what Rey has done, and the fact that she is concealing this Force bond, or possibly helping Kylo, who knows, he's going to kick her out of the Resistance. And Kylo will also have a coup going on, because Hux isn't going to stand for this much longer either. Force isn't also going to be pushing them together. Poe and Hux are going to be pushing these two together, unbeknownst to them. So we're going to get this moment where they're going to have to come together. It can't be just at the end of the film. That's
No.
ridiculous.
Someone needs to train Rey.
Right, exactly. So I've used the term downloaded, which is a horrible term. It's because I didn't really know the word I wanted to use at the time. Jason Fry said it best on Twitter, where downloading isn't the right word. She already had the power. She is now tapping into just not his power, but his training. So her power plus Kylo's training, well, it's still Kylo's training. She still needs to be trained herself. So we're going to see Kylo training her. That's just, it was foreshadowed in the first film. You need a teacher. I can show you the ways of the Force. No one else was willing to teach her.
It's not even downloading. It's a connection between two minds.
Right.
It's a mind meld. It's not the fact that she downloaded. She's not a flash drive.
Right. Right.
It's the fact that those two are so permanently connected. And what Jason Fry goes on to explain is that these two are even more intimate than a actual love relationship. Like their intimacy goes beyond that, because they have looked into each other's minds. They have seen each other's paths. They have felt what they have felt. They know each other's securities and insecurities and all of this. It's not just the fact that in the interrogation she knew how to do a Jedi mind trick, or now she knows how to wield a saber or whatever. It's that these two are in sync, and it's a permanent, lasting relationship between these two. So, like, saying it downloading or whatever, or why is she a Mary Sue, is just a complete misunderstanding of the actual plot of the story and ignoring Reylo. That's why I think most people do not like The Last Jedi or Rey or Kylo, is they're not looking at the story here. And the story is not about becoming a Jedi. It's not about that. The story is about two people having a shared intimacy that goes beyond earthly understanding.
Speaking, I just want to say one thing. Speaking of in sync, a great song for Kylo Ren's playlist would be "Tearing Up My Heart," for many reasons. But it'd be like, it's tearing up my heart when I'm with you, which is true. And when we are apart, I feel it too. Also true. And no matter what I do, I feel the pain with or without you.
You just completely destroyed the emotional weight of my comment.
I know I did, but I couldn't help myself because that that's it. Thanks for your question, Angry Dragon Puppy.
Daisy Ridley was asked, what is the karaoke song for Kylo Ren? I think it's...
Break my heart.
There you go.
Say you love me again. Undo this hurt you caused when you walked out the door and walked out of my life. Uncry these tears. I cried so many nights.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there.
Sorry.
I'm afraid we're going to get copyrighted.
Thanks, Angry Dragon Puppy.
This is what you unleashed.
Yep.
And I'm just going to say right now, I am running a little bit of a fever. So if I sound like a crazy lady, it's because I am kind of sick right now. So please forgive me and just be patient.
Emrys has got a fever. I got ADD. Thanks for your question, Angry Dragon Puppy.
Gosh.
Let's get back to some questions here. So we got Jennifer Oliver. You girls deserve it. Thank you, Jennifer. We also got Last of the Wild. You deserve $1 million and a Reylo happy ending. Both I agree with. All of us deserve a happy Reylo ending. Erica Stones. We're gonna answer this question from you. Thank you for being a early subscriber. How old were you guys when you first saw Star Wars? I was 5 years old watching. Damn! It's young. I was 5 years old watching the original trilogy on VHS. Before DVDs and Blu-rays, remember that time. That was back in 91 when I was just a little girl seeing Star Wars for the first time without digital remaster copies coming out. Erica, go follow Erica, guys. Subscribe to her. Thank you so much for your question. It's a good one.
I was, I can't remember the exact age because I was so young.
Yeah. I had to have been 7 or 8, between 7 and 9 when my sister and I saw it. And it wasn't my dad showing it to us for the first time. It was my mom.
Aww.
My mom, I remember being in the car, and because we always went to the movie store, video store when we were little to pick out movies and stuff. And then the blip memory I have is seeing that awesome Star Wars A New Hope where Luke's practically bare-chested and Leia's like on his leg and he's holding up the lightsaber. I remember that being on the front of the video jacket, and then we watched it, and just having some questions, but my mom having seen it in the theater with my older brother, half brother at the time, she remembers my brother being so excited, and the Star Destroyer coming over the top, like overhead, and it's, surround sound, and it's just like the whole theater shaking, and it's just, and she loved it. So she wanted my sister and I to experience the same thing. And of course, we're on this like little tube TV. I remember watching Star Wars and just being completely enamored with it. And just going, oh my God, Yoda, what is this thing? And then absolutely loving, absolutely loving Return of the Jedi. With the Ewoks, and then watching the Ewok films, and like you watch Star Wars, like Star Wars is nothing compared to the Ewok films. Like holy crap, it's like Star Wars on acid.
The sets they used were like leftovers from Masters of the Universe.
Yeah.
Live action set. So it has a very Skull Island creepy.
Yeah, very Skull Island. So, yeah, being completely and utterly creeped out by all the Ewok films, but still loving that whole lore and universe. And, so being little and watching Star Wars is just insanely magical.
The only thing I really remember is going nuts over Return of the Jedi, not for the Ewoks or anything, but it's that confrontation between Vader, Luke, and the Emperor.
Yeah.
It was like a magnet to the TV. Like I remember going super close and my dad screaming at me to get back so he could see it.
Yeah.
But I still remember being scared, but delightfully scared, if that makes any sense.
Yes.
And I really think that scene jump-started a love for me with drama, as in the theatrical drama of like what can happen when there is so much tension and so much character telling in that scene. I mean, there's so many emotions and subtext in that one scene.
Well, and the music too is just building and building and so melancholic as well when father and son are fighting, and you have the Emperor just watching on. It's just so gleefully, right? But the music is so sweeping, and it's really telling the story of the saga so far. And the fact that even though you have this actor wearing this Darth Vader mask, you just feel the emotion along with him when the Emperor is shooting his force lightning into Luke, and he's like, "Father, please," and he's crying out in agony, and you see Darth Vader just looking back and forth, like not knowing
Yeah.
what to do. But the fact that the way that they are on, the camera is on him, you just know that there's this utter turmoil. Even as a little child, you just know he's going to choose his son. And
Yeah.
he does. And you see him lift the Emperor up and throw him down that shaft, and you're just like going ape in your mind. But I remember just being pulled by the music and how appropriate the music was throughout the whole entire saga. But it's so poetic, and you feel so sad when Luke says, "No, Father, I'm gonna save you," and Anakin says, "You already did," and then he turns into the Force ghost at the end. But you're not sad because now he's at peace, and you know that he can communicate because you already saw Obi-Wan do it.
I will also say, if you miss that experience of watching the original trilogy as a child, if you're just a newbie Star Wars fan because of the sequel trilogy, I would highly suggest looking up a YouTube series where you see this little boy watching with Star Wars with his dad.
Yes.
And you see his reactions, which are true, real, and authentic. I mean, that's not a staged reaction.
Yeah.
I will say watching that little boy is exactly how you feel when you watch the original trilogy.
I'm starting my nephew off with A New Hope because it's the way. It's what God wanted. If God wanted George Lucas to make the prequels first, he would have made the prequels first. Okay, he would have given him the tech. He would have given him the technology.
Yeah, I was
but
just
he
about
didn't.
To say that.
We all started with episode 4, and that's how my nephew's starting. And thank you, Erica, for your question. Okay. We were just little lasses when we saw it.
I think it was the start of the love of myth. Because look at what became of the two of us. We're now Lord of the Rings fans, Narnia fans.
Yep.
We can't get enough. I don't know how you feel about the King Arthur or the Arthurian legends, but like I ate mythology like dessert all through my life, and I know that most of that, or 99% of it, was birthed in watching Star Wars. I was a little kid.
Oh my gosh, yes. Completely.
So if you want your child to be a literature fiend, let them watch Star Wars.
Oh my god. Oh my god, yes. Start them with Star Wars.
And music. I mean, that is like a gateway to Wagner, and
it's a gateway drug for good music.
And it's one of those films where you can take it as a kid with that innocence and watching it through the eyes of a child, or you can watch it through the eyes of a philosopher. It has so many levels of meaning. I just can't stop waxing poetic about it.
It's all good.
I'm going to stop there.
Yeah. How about I'll stop it with another question. We got Genevieve Lopez. Thank you for being a subscriber, Genevieve. Congratulations, guys. And do y'all think Rey and Kylo will have a lightsaber battle in episode 9? The answer's yes. If it's okay, we're going to see them battling, but it's going to be training. If they do end up battling, it's going to be because Rey has fallen more towards the dark, and Kylo is now more edging into the light. And he's got to bring her back. But, of course, if she's falling into the dark, she's going to be like, man, I want to kill you. So he's got to fight her, but he doesn't want to kill her. So I think if we see a battle, then it's going to be that way. Because Rey doesn't want to fight him anymore. No. And that's the end. Done.
Well,
she's done.
And you have to look at the development of these characters.
Right.
They already had a fight where Rey wanted to kill him.
Yep.
Or thought about killing him. They're at a point where Rey, looking over his unconscious body in the throne room scene with the saber split.
Mm-hmm.
She had that thought of killing him, according to the novel.
Yeah.
But she decided that she couldn't. If she went back into the dark side and wanted to kill Kylo Ren, her character must be doing some complete unraveling and undeveloping, because she'd be backsliding into her earlier self. And I don't think that is good storytelling. I think she needs to push forward as Ben needs to push forward. I don't think they will be fighting each other, except, as Luthien said, as a training. And I know a lot of people believe that Kylo will be so evil that he'll want to kill Rey. I just don't think he could ever be driven to that point.
No.
I think he is, again, it would be unraveling of the development already made in that character. He can never make a fist while she's in front of him. Like you see in the shirtless Force spawn scene, he's all tense, he's in a fist, and as he turns around to face Rey, you can see his fists going into a relaxed state. Mm-hmm. That means that there is no anger or malice or anything. It is just, he just can't bring himself to hurt her.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's very important, especially for the female audience, and especially for people who are anti-Kylo Ren, who think he's an abuser, which you know our thoughts on about that. He's not an abuser. If they take this character to the point where he wants to fight her to hurt her, or he wants to fight to kill her, I think you could never get the audience back that already sees him in a negative light. And what they need to do right now is make him a very compassionate, compelling, heroic character, a character that moves beyond himself.
He certainly isn't a predator far an abuser as far as Rey is concerned. I'll go to my grave saying that. Like, this is not the type of character he is. Has he committed atrocities?
Yes.
Yes, he has. But this also isn't real life. You know, I sound like a broken record. We said this in our first podcast. If Anakin Skywalker can be redeemed and everyone, you know, look at two. Who is celebrated the most? Is it Anakin Skywalker or is it Darth Vader? Darth Vader is the one who's celebrated over Anakin Skywalker. So that speaks volumes as to who people are holding up on this pedestal. People are holding up Darth Vader on this pedestal, and you could say, oh, he's way more badass than Kylo. Well, Darth Vader has killed way more people than Kylo. So I'm shutting that door. Next question?
My favorite comment is when people say that when they listen to our podcast, it's just like sitting down with friends and just drinking tea and talking Star Wars.
Awesome.
I love that comment because that's essentially what we are, is we're just two friends who met online and we just talk Reylo and talk Star Wars. And it's awesome.
You guys, we have never met in person yet. It's in the works, planning on doing this, but we have never met in person.
No. We really don't have an idea of what each other looks like, except for photos.
Yeah. Yeah, because we hate being on video, so we don't do video chats.
No, like looking into the eye of Sauron.
Hello, this is Emrys, and with Luthien, thank you so much for watching this video. We hope you enjoyed it. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel and click on that little bell icon that will give you notifications every time we post a new one. And of course, like, comment, and do all those things. Peace, love, and Reylo, guys.
All magic comes with a price.